Yo, what's going on, guys? CultofMush back at it with the top 5 best PC game deals of the week. Some really great deals this week, so let's just get right into this with number 5. I always like to mention the Humble Bundle in these videos, and this week's Humble Bundle is absolutely awesome. It's the Humble 2K Bundle, and whichever version you get, whether you beat the average or you pay the highest tier, there is a lot of value in this Humble Bundle, so let me go over the Humble 2K Bundle 2 right now. If you just pay $1, you'll end up getting the Darkness 2, Spec Ops The Line, and Duke Nukem Forever. That alone, awesome deal. $1 for the Darkness 2, which is a game that even on sale on Steam typically goes for like $7. Same with Spec Ops The Line. To get that alongside Duke Nukem Forever for $1, that's insanity. I have always mentioned how good of a game I think Spec Ops The Line is. I think it's a terrific third-person shooter. It does have a multiplayer component, but at this point that's essentially dead, but the single player is absolutely excellent. I highly recommend everybody to play that game. Darkness 2 is also pretty good, and Duke Nukem Forever, I didn't really like that game, but for $1 you can't really go wrong. The average right now is $8.44, so a little bit higher than normal. That'll get you Civilization 5, NBA 2K16, and Mafia 2, so that's very good if you decide to beat the average. And then the highest tier, if you pay $15 or more, you'll get Battleborn and Borderlands the pre-sequel. Battleborn is a game that came out like 2 months ago. The fact that you can already get it for $15 alongside all of these other games is insane. It's not that surprising because Battleborn is a game where the player base has been dying. Hopefully this Humble Bundle revitalizes a little bit. I would recommend paying the $15. That's a lot of great games for the price. Some of that money will go to charity and you'll be getting all of these great games. Just a sick Humble Bundle this week. Highly recommend you guys check that out if you don't have these games. Number 4, over on Green Man Gaming, you can pick up the Borderlands 2 Game of the Year Edition for $8.99. This is 78% off. I adored Borderlands 2. I think it's a fantastic game, and the Game of the Year Edition is really the version you want to get because the DLC is really good. And considering this edition gives you all of it, that's hours upon hours of content that you're getting for a relatively low extra additional cost. It's Borderlands. If at this point you haven't played it yet, just pick it up. It's really good. Although I should mention that there is a possibility that the Humble 2K Bundle will actually end up adding Borderlands 2, but that is something to be cautious of, but still for $9, I think this is a great deal. I should also mention that you can pick up the Borderlands franchise pack for a little under $13. That'll get you Borderlands Game of the Year Edition and Borderlands 2 Game of the Year Edition. At this point, I really wouldn't recommend going back and playing the first Borderlands game. I think Borderlands 2 is just such a better game, but hey, if you want to play both of them, the franchise pack isn't a bad option for a little under $13, $12.80 to be exact. Number 3 is a personal favorite of mine. Over on Steam, you can pick up Oxenfree 50% off for $10. Yeah, $10 is still kind of a high price for an indie game like this, but Oxenfree is a game that I really enjoyed. It tells a great story about a group of teenagers that really act like teenagers. I actually did a review of this game when it came out, so if you guys want to check that out, feel free to go back through my videos and find my Oxenfree review. I go a lot more in depth and go over why I really like this game. It's a great story. If you like games like Telltale's Walking Dead, you'll enjoy the hell out of Oxenfree. There isn't a lot of gameplay, but the story is very engaging. The characters are very relatable, and for $10, I think it's a solid pickup. Number 2 is a game that I really harped on when it was originally released, but Batman Arkham Knight is available on Bundle Stars for $20 right now, and this is actually the Batman Arkham Knight bundle, so you get all of the DLC with it as well, which is a ton of DLC. They just went absolutely ham as far as DLC releases go. There's a ton of it. And it's available for $20, and yes, I know, Batman Arkham Knight is a game that I completely shitted on when it originally came out, but the only reason I crapped on it was because it was such a bad port on PC. It was a broken mess at the time. The core game itself is actually pretty good, and the PC version over the last year has gotten fixed up. For me, it runs really well, and the game itself is a very good game. It's Batman Arkham. The games are always good, and I would have recommended this game from day one had the port been good. Now for $20 to get the game in a working state with all the DLC, this is the time to pick it up. Now, I would highly recommend, don't just jump into Arkham Knight, go back and play Arkham Asylum and Arkham City because those two are fantastic games as well. I would highly recommend the trilogy. Actually, go play Origins too because that was a pretty good game as well. But if you've already played all the Batman Arkham games, would highly recommend the Arkham Knight bundle, $20 at Bundle Stars. Finally, also over at Bundle Stars, you can pick up the Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor bundle. This includes Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor and the DLC, and it's only $10, and this is a game that I really enjoyed. It was like the first next generation game that to me was an exceptional game. It's got some great combat, great visuals on PC if you can max this thing out. The port's pretty solid, it's got a lot of content, a big world to explore. It's just a very robust action-adventure game. All the mechanics are refined, and it's a competent game. Would highly recommend it. Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor for $10. You get all the DLC, which is a lot of it. Once again, Warner Brothers and their DLC, man, they release a lot of it. Gotta make that cash. But $10 to get the game and all of the DLC, that's a very solid pickup. Would highly recommend it. So that's gonna wrap up this video, guys. If you enjoyed, hit that like button. If you disliked, obviously you can hit the dislike button. If you have a request for a future video, you can also leave that in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.